tape. I'm just going to go ahead. I just hit the record button. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah. I'm just happy to be here with you, Daniel. There's no one else I'd rather be with at this time of heartache in this pitiful excuse that we call a club. Oh, Daniel's giving me hearts for all you people that don't subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Hello, and welcome to another depressing episode of the Red, White, and Blues podcast, where I'm Daniel, and he's Jason, and we lose one out of 7 podcasts. They all suck. 1 out of 7. So
not like an actual stat.
I don't know.
I mean, we're running the numbers on this shit. That's hilarious.
Yeah, just like
I love the idea of Chelsea stats in relation to our podcast.
We win 1 in 7 in the Premier League. 1 of 7 of our podcasts are good episodes.
Dude, what is
I don't know which one it is.
That number is going to be higher. It's going to be 1 in 10.
Oh man, I don't know, but yeah. So tonight we decided that we're going to provide some substance for you guys on this podcast, and we're not going to pull chicken legs out of our belly buttons, or spew our audience with blood, or do spinal taps or any other kind of crazy
real fast. I gotta go stabilize. I'll be right back. I left my Matrix just laying on the floor of the bathroom for a week.
Make sure you got those bags of food to feed it with, man.
Dude, that's what's happening to our team. Our team thinks that they're all on the substance. They think they're taking better versions of themselves. And really, I want the old team back.
Yeah. Give me the old team back from the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Well, I don't want the freaking other selves right now. I want the other damn team back.
I know. Give me the other team back, damn it, Chelsea.
God, stop the service. Stop the substance.
Jeez, just stop the substance. Yeah. You all haven't seen The Substance. Don't go watch that movie. Save your money. Save your time. You'll be smarter and not dumber. So,
hey, they'll just write it off as we didn't understand it because we're men.
Hey, we might have
literally seen that commentary online, man. Movies are meant to show you. They're meant to bring you into other worlds, okay? Just saying.
And Chelsea brings you into another world, and they brought us back to the reality of being a Chelsea fan, which for the last 2 years has been depressing. And that's where we are again.
World
of pain, suffering, heartache, frustration, anger, everything. It's all rushing back into my body at this point in time after this weekend and dealing with this transfer window crap and everything else is going on right now. So
it's insane. It's insane.
It is. And Chelsea has perfected the formula for how they're going to lose every match. It is a freaking formula now.
True. Yeah.
They've got it down pat, score early, concede before halftime, and then just shit the bed in the second half.
Yep.
That's how it goes. Miss chances. That's going to happen at least 2 or 3 times a match where they'll miss a couple goals.
Yep. Dude, I think there's a lot to talk about here.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you have a list of things to talk about because for me, this is literally just a repeat of the last 6 matches that we've lost. And this is becoming like last year with Poch when we were going through that spell around this same time where we couldn't win a damn match. And it was just like, there's nothing else to talk about. We lost again. It's the same thing, just a different match. And this is exactly what's happening again. Same thing again, this match that's happened the last matches that we haven't won.
It absolutely is the same thing. I think when you're playing a team like City versus us playing against some of the other teams that like just sit back and try to counter more often than not, right? Like when you play a team like City who are not at their best this season. And as I was watching the game, I also did not think City were at their best.
They were.
Yeah, they were. And where City, though, outclassed us, where they outclassed us is they adapted to us in the game. Like City shit the bed in the first 2 minutes. They literally got a dude off the plane, put him in their back line, and he had a hard time. He made several mistakes in the first several minutes that almost led to 2 goals, definitely led to 1.
Yep.
And we were up in like the 3rd minute. It was awesome.
Yep.
Like, and yeah, it's like you said, there's the fear now, that the dread that we will shit the bed at some point, and we did. And you're right, the pattern is undeniable at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But where I think there's a lot. I'm going to start at the top of our lineup instead of the back of our lineup.
We know what's at the back. We already know what's back there. Just complete dog turds is what's back there in the back. So
no, that's a good point. We know what's in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
So the front of the lineup, right? You have a player who we are pro, although it's getting harder and harder to be pro.
Harder and harder
for Nico at the moment. Who is going through a run of games again this season where he can't score. What Nico excels at in our formation is pressing.
Yep.
And that's about it.
His hold-up play is good, too.
And his hold-up play. You're right.
When his touch works. Because his touch doesn't always work.
Yes. And he has decent defensive instincts. I'm not going to say they always turn out. I'm just saying he's got some good instincts. And I think that's what you and I saw in him after the first several matches. Like, he does just have good instincts. He just cannot finish the finish. No. And then when you have Sancho, Neto, and Noni, when you have Mads, they're not contributing hardly any goals or assists either. Then it is falling all on Palmer again, but we're not playing the same formation where we're building everything around him like we were last season.
Right.
So you have a situation where the front line is not scoring at all right now. Like, hardly at all. Like, I think our XG was like 1 point something, right? And I saw somebody do a breakdown of it. It was like 1.6 or something. 0.9 of that was the goal. Okay. And so, like, we hardly created a chance after the 60th minute or something like that.
Yeah.
So we are not clicking up front.
Nope.
And then what is happening is we're inverting. We basically inverted both.
Yeah.
Both fullbacks yesterday or the other day. When the hell did we play this game? Sorry, go ahead.
Saturday? Yeah,
Saturday. Yeah. Saturday. So we basically are inverting both of them. Okay. And then I don't even remember who was on the left. Was Sancho's in there? And then
Sancho's on the left and Nani was on the right.
And Mads is on the right. Okay. So that Mads plays that second or their first goal onside because we're asking him to, like, why are we switching James and Mads here? Because we want
James was there. Well, James was there.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But
James was there. He didn't tell Mads.
We're asking Mads to pick up their wingers.
Well, and Mads has to. Like, that's the way Maresca plays because it's an unbalanced system. The the wingers have to track back and defend. And Mads is just lazy son of a bitch and doesn't do that. He never has. He never will. Like, Neto will at least get back and defend. I pray to God that Esteval does next year because Esteval's just going to wipe the floor with all of them.
I just don't think that that's working right now because this is what City picks up on.
That's the problem. He's the only winger. Mads is the only winger that can score. Yeah. The other ones, I mean, he's a selfish prick. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Mads fan. He's selfish.
Yeah.
But he does score more than the other two, probably because he shoots a whole hell of a lot more than the other two do.
But still doesn't score enough.
But doesn't score enough and doesn't get back and defend, though, either. So it's a liability if you have him on the pitch. So, anyway, sorry, continue.
No. You're absolutely correct. Like, everything you're saying is right. And that's why I thought there was a lot to talk about because, like, this is a multifaceted problem now. It's not just like, unfortunately for us, as much as I want to just blame Bob and like can't can't fully do that this time, but we can blame him for something.
Fully, we can blame him.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
Anyway, we'll talk about it. So if we're asking Mads to also pick up, and then he's playing goals on side, we have an issue. And then what is happening is, and this is where we got outclassed. City, 20 minutes, like the first 20 minutes, we look like we're in control. And all City do is they stabilize that young guy in the back, the new guy that they just got.
Yep. Because Nico dapped him up and told him to.
Yeah.
Nico said, "Hey, man, pick your head up. Have a great rest of the match." Dude, in his face and jaw at him.
Yeah.
Piece of crap.
You make fun of him. You make fun of his mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't tell him, "Hey, man, come on, pick your head." No. While the clock is ticking, you get in the dude's head and you psych him out. When the match is over with, I don't have a problem going over, hugging the dude and saying, "Man, it's your first match. I hope you have a good match." No. When the clock is ticking, you get in the dude's head. You're already in the dude's head. Keep getting in his head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. And so what City did was they stabilized it. Well, Nico did. And then they picked up on the fact that, we are playing such a high line.
Freaking highest line ever.
And our defenders are essentially where our midfielders are, right?
Yeah.
Like we're playing such a high line, and we are just going to let Holland and the other new guy have one-on-ones with the back.
Yep.
With the back line. And, dude, I mean, I don't want to admit it. It is just on paper, eye test, vibe check, whatever shit you want to say this analytically too. Erling Haaland is a monster.
He's a beast.
We don't need Chalobah and Colwill going one-on-one with this dude. So all they were doing, or what they tried to do effectively, and I think they did do effectively, is they were able to play through our midfield crazy easy because it was wide open, because we pushed almost everybody up except for a few people in the back, or a couple people in the back. Holland gets them one-on-one, and they dance through our press through the midfield, right? So if they're not dancing through our midfield, Ederson or whoever's back there is trying to get Holland the ball. You're talking about one of the best one-on-one strikers and one of the best long ball distributors in the game linking up, right? Sorry to get so analytical. This is an analytical podcast, but it's just right there on the screen. They danced through our midfield. They were able to get Holland the ball. We can't defend. And then you have the boob in goal in Robert Sanchez, who offers absolutely no confidence in front of that goal. And I've seen, I agree with some of this commentary that's going on right now. We asked the modern goalkeeper to do a lot. Like Maresca wants his modern goalkeeper to be another center back. Okay. Then find you one that does that. That's what we ask in return. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying to judge Bob on a curve just because we're asking him to do that. Like, if that's the job we want him for, then he should be able to do the job that we're asking for. There are different conversations about what we have about goalkeepers versus goalkeepers of yore. Like, we're not asking Petr Cech to be a center back, right? But at the same time, if that is what we want, and if that is the system Maresca wants, then we need a goalkeeper that's going to instill confidence back there. So none of our center backs, none of our back line can pass the ball back to Bob without a collective intake of breath from the crowd. There weren't even the City Stadium is huge. Compared to how many away fans there are, you can't hear our people that well on the screen. Anytime Bob got the ball, I could hear them breathe in. I could hear them gasp. Yep. So it's just crazy. There just is a trepidation to playing. Anytime ball has the Bob has the ball.
Yeah.
It is just frustrating and nerve-wracking. And so we have problems at the top, we have problems in the back, And in between, like our dedication to that press was our undoing because Maresca never adjusted for the game. And then if you are still trying to press, why are you subbing in Cuckoo?
Yep. Dumbest sub ever if you're pressing.
Okay. That's all I have to say. Like, I'll just leave it at that. Anybody else can analyze this freaking game the way they want to. It is for us to see. We can talk about passing. We can talk about shit play. We can talk about game management. We can talk about subs. We can talk about Bob making his 5th mistake. Like that. Like, we can talk about Maresca pregame slacking off players in favor of Bob. And we can talk about postgame. He's like, well, Bob's still got a long way to go, but we trust him. Yeah. And we can talk about shit. We can talk about all the narratives. But fundamentally, I think that's the game. Like reading stuff, watching the game, like listening to all the feedback. Like everybody wants to try to pin this down to like certain things. And like really from top to bottom, we got an issue. And Maresca is creating this issue by not adjusting his tactics to the players that he has. And so now we got like Reece James back there. Is Reece the best person for this game? Should we have started with Gusto? Probably so.
Like, no.
I think so. Yes.
Gusto has been trash this year. He is not good at that position.
Reece is still nursing a hamstring.
I would have still put Reece in there. I don't care.
I mean, that's fine. We can disagree about that.
Yeah.
But like
80% of Reece is better than Gusto. If Gusto was overlapping, I would agree.
I 1,000% Reece is better than Gusto. Like 1,000% agree with that. Was he the best to start this game? Would I have rather started with Gusto and brought in Reece? I think so, but that's just me.
Yeah. See, I guess my issue with Gusto is he doesn't fit Maresca's system. That's my problem with Gusto. It's not that Gusto is.
I'm starting to think nobody does.
That's a conversation to also have. But that's my big thing with Gusto this year. So I don't think Gusto's regressed as a player. I think Gusto is being put in a system that doesn't fit Gusto, and that's what's hurting Gusto this year. I don't think that he's all of a sudden just become a bad footballer. It's like when Conte brought in Victor Moses and made Victor Moses look like a Ballon d'Or winner because he was playing freaking the way he had him playing. It's like Victor Moses was never good after that again and wasn't good before that. He was only good in that one system where Conte had him playing. Yeah. So it's just
I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah. I think if Reece is fully healthy, like I'd probably change my mind here. But like, is Reece slower right now? And I think the answer is yes.
But then again, Marmouche is just a freaking fast bastard too.
Yeah. But then there's also so many other things. I'm not saying you take Reece out, that solves all the problems. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, God,
I'm just shooting the shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, the thing is like you can start and just. I don't remember what your last. Oh, the press. So our press started out really good, and it started good for like the first 10 to 15 minutes, which led to a goal, which led to another chance of a goal, which
we didn't get.
Makes a slightly better pass, but then again, you can also argue Nico should have used his left foot. If he just uses his left foot, it probably goes in the goal. You can make either argument, whatever, should have led to another goal. But after that first 15 minutes, our press fell off. Like it wasn't the same intensity. It wasn't the same. Players were jogging around. It just wasn't the same.
Yeah. Well, City could get. I mean, I agree about the intensity. City knew they could get their wingers wide, and then that's just what they started doing.
Yeah, and then when the press doesn't start, when the press fell off, you're still playing a high line. Then you're screwed because they have time on the ball, and then they're just picking you apart with the over-the-top balls and through balls. Let's not talk about how many chances that they had on goal. They scored one goal, were offsides. They had several other through balls that were very close to being onside that we just played them offsides. We were playing that stupid highlight. We were playing very Spursy, if you will, in this match.
Absolutely.
And we don't have these center backs to play like that. Like we don't have like Colwell and Chalaba, they're not the fastest. I mean, they're not gonna catch a Holland from behind. If Holland gets through, he's just in on goal and it's over with. We saw what happened with Foden later in the match, you know.
I don't know how Holland moves the way he does. It's insane. It's insane to watch.
He's a freak. He's a cyborg. He's insane. We got to deal with him for like another freaking 10 years at City now too. So it just gets even worse.
Yeah.
But like the high line, it doesn't fit us. Like it doesn't fit our player strengths like you were just talking about. it doesn't. Like the first thing everybody's like on X, as soon as the match starts, like, why the hell are we playing such a high line? Like, why are we doing this? So, and it bit us in the butt twice, led to, well, 3 times really, because if you count the Mads goal, because it played, I mean, really the high line cost us 3 times. So all 3 goals were a direct result of us playing such a freaking high line. And you have no midfield protection at that point in time because they're pushed so far forward and you're just screwed. Bob is just terrible. I'm tired of like even saying that on this podcast. Our manager's a freaking moron for saying what he said. Starting to beginning to question Maresca at this point in time. I don't. And here's my thing: is I said this on Twitter when talking with some people about this the other day. I'm beginning though to think that this is not a Maresca decision to play Bob every week. I'm beginning to think this is coming from the board because, and if you listen to certain Chelsea pundits that do have connections, that is the word on the street is that our goalkeeping coach has a lot of power. Why? Why would we give power to our goalkeeping coach? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense, but he has a lot of say in this, and that's why Bob's playing. And my thing is, you were talking earlier about, we need a goalkeeper to fit our system. That's the reason we sent Petrovic out on loan because he doesn't fit Maresca's system, but neither does Bob. Bob's a good shot stopper, but his instincts, he's a terrible sweeper keeper, which is what Maresca wants. He wants a modern day sweeper keeper that can be that center back that can distribute the ball well. He can't distribute. He kicks the ball out of bounds half the damn time. He kicks it to the other team the other half of the damn time. And every now and then he'll make a good pass, but it's just things like that. And then it's like, oh, he's only had four that have led to errors this year. Well, he just had his 5th, and he's had more that just haven't led to goals. So let's just be fair on that. So,
and then the overall atmosphere he creates by not being dependable.
Yeah, exactly. And I brought the point too on X is that if you remember back, I said it was Tuchel, but I got corrected, and I'm pretty sure this person's right. It was Lampard when he switched and put Mendy in goal instead of Kepa.
Yeah.
And how much better our defense was after that switch happened. Yeah. Like, because and we always talked about it back then. I know we talked about on this podcast how much more confidence Mendy brought his defenders in front of him, how much better he made them. Not because he was a better keeper than Kepa. So, it's like you said, like Bob just doesn't instill confidence in his defenders. When they feel like they have to overcompensate for him, it's going to lead to them making mistakes. So that's also the other issue that Bob's bringing. It's not just his terrible distribution, his terrible passing, his terrible decision making. Like this match, it wasn't even necessarily that he was coming out for the ball. It's what he did afterward. He came out for the ball, and instead of just retreating to his goal line, he stayed there.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do out there? Like, Holland's going to chip you. At least if you get back in your goal, there's a defender there, and you at least have more of a chance to stop the ball.
Yeah.
You're going to make Holland take a tougher shot. You're going to make it. You're going to have a better position to stop the ball. Like, but no, you're going to stand 12, 13 yards, almost 15 yards off your line.
Yeah.
And you just get dinked over. It's the simplest thing in the world, like for a player of Holland's caliber to do.
Yeah. That's the easiest goal he's going to get all season.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. And then the whole Nico thing, like I love Nico. I think he has a lot of positives, but the dude just his scoring droughts are too big. Yeah. It's not sustainable for our team when we can't count on him to at least somewhat contribute now. He did contribute this match with the assist. His pressing was great. And it's like you said, like with the sub at 60 minutes to bring in Nkunku. Like Nkunku's slow as crap.
Right.
Like, he's not gonna press. He's terrible at pressing. Like he has other strengths, but if we're chasing a game, we need to pressure them. You don't bring on somebody that can't pressure the other team.
Why we're not playing Guiu there? Like it's just beyond me.
Last time Guiu played, he scored a freaking hat trick. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not advocating. Like that's what people will, you'll mention Guiu on the freaking X or whatever. Oh, he's like nobody's saying he is the answer to the problems.
But
when you're chasing a game, You need somebody of his profile to come in and give you a spark, not in Cuckoo. Two different players. They bring two different things. If you're up or you're playing, if you're playing against a low block and you're not needing to press and chase the game, then yes, bring on Cuckoo because he is a ton more creative. But he's also not a striker, and our manager has said that, which is a whole nother thing. So our manager literally says in the preseason, Cuckoo is not a striker, but you sub him on as a freaking striker.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't even like it.
I mean, it's unreal. Yeah, it's unreal.
I don't even know. And then
I mean, I know that one is kind of stumping because like we were very much like, okay, well, Cuckoo behind Nico is great. Yeah. And then Palmer comes along and ruins that whole narrative last season, right? But like it just is unbelievable kind of where we were and how we were talking about how the positives that Maresca has brought to the team. And again, I think that he has to a degree. Being able to adapt throughout the season, being able to progress throughout the season, it's like you said, you brought up a great point with Gusto earlier. Hasn't progressed at all.
Yeah.
Nico has fallen off.
Yep.
Palmer, eerily quiet this game.
Yeah.
Madueke, highly inconsistent. Neto, he runs a lot. And
he can cross the ball, but we have nobody to cross the ball to.
Exactly. Sancho, he's got very fancy feet, and he's not really going to score, and he's not really going to do.
But he doesn't shoot. He doesn't shoot. He refuses to freaking shoot the ball. He'll take on a guy, and he just doesn't shoot. I don't understand.
So then you have your midfielders, where we used to have midfielders like Lampard that you could depend on to score some goals. That's not happening. We don't have a 10, 11, 12 goal a year midfielder anymore.
Well, I mean, Palmer's technically a midfielder, so
Palmer's like almost in a class of his own, you know, because he is in class of his own in terms of scoring ability.
He plays the Palmer position.
It literally. But like our other two midfielders are not going to. No, but I mean, to your point, you're correct. He is a midfielder, but like the other two midfielders aren't going to score anything.
No,
like it's like, you know, Caicedo's not going to score. Enzo's going to try really hard, and
he'll try
that one. Yeah. Then we don't have defenders that are going to score anything.
Well, I mean, we have Tosin. He'll score, but he doesn't really play as much.
He'll at least shoot.
Yeah, he'll shoot. Hey,
we got Cucurella that tries. He gets one.
I mean, Cucurella scores every now and then.
Yeah, it's true.
He's our, I mean, we're going back to the point, Jason, where our defenders, honestly, like Cucurella has 3 goals this year, I believe, and Tosin has 2.
Yeah.
Reese has 1. DCC has. I would venture to say, if you looked it up across all competitions, our defense has just as many goals as our front 3 do.
Palmer,
because Neto, talking about Nico, Mads, Sancho, Neto, and I guess you would throw Mudryk in there from earlier in the season. Saying that those 4 up there at the top, that our defense has just as many goals as them.
Yeah,
throughout the season.
But then even super subs like João Felix doesn't do much. Mudryk not playing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, the whole João Felix thing is just a bunch of bullshit. Because the only reason we bought him is so that Atletico could afford Gallagher, and it's just bullshit. And now, we'll cover in our transfer. Which I don't even know if we'll do that.
Exactly.
I don't even care. He is going to. They're talking about Aston Villa wanting him now, so it's just like we literally bought a player so we could sell another player. There was literally no point in doing that bit of business. It's just bullshit, and that's my biggest thing. Are these 2 freaking turds at the top that are running everything in direction of football have no clue what they're doing, because we're to the point now where we have no depth in the midfield. and we have no one. We have no good center backs. Well, we have a half a center back, maybe a whole center back if you consider Child by half and Colwell half.
Yeah.
No cover at left back because Vega just went out on loan. So we have no backup left back now for the rest of the season.
Yep.
God forbid anything happens to Reese, and then we have to play Gusto, and then God forbid anything happen to Cucurella, because then we really don't have anybody. We're just screwed. DCC is hopefully on his way out. Badiashile, who knows when he's coming back. Lavia is consistently hurt. Our goalkeeper's shit. And these guys are like, let's buy another freaking winger because Mudrik's not playing the rest of the season. I'm sorry. We have so many more pressing needs than a freaking another winger in Garnacho. That is the dumbest shit ever. And then you can just go recall Santos. I know it's going to hurt Strasbourg. I don't care about Strasbourg. I'm a Chelsea fan. Sorry, Strasbourg fans. But he scores. He actually scores goals in the midfield. So it's like, I know you don't want to hurt his development or whatever. But if you're saying what you're saying is true, that he is going to be here next year, I don't believe it. I think you're talking out both sides of your mouth. I think you're going to sell him. That's just me. Yeah. But if you say he's going to be here, just bring him back then. Let him play. Because Enzo and Caicedo can't make it the rest of the damn season. They're not going to. They're going to die on the pitch this year, I'm convinced. And then we have no backups. We have freaking Dudu Dewsbury, who doesn't do anything, that doesn't even know what he's doing. We have no backup for Caicedo now because Lavia is out.
No.
What are we supposed to do? We're still
Don't worry, though, Daniel. Our back line will be fine. Fofana will be back any day. It'll be great.
I don't even want Fofana to start over Chalobah.
I know,
when he comes back. I would rather Chalobah back there at this point because Fofana's going to come back fat probably. It's going to be fat Fofana again like it was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we just talked about everything in game. That was the problem. And we just talked about everything out of the game. That's the problem.
Yeah. It literally is just, I mean, I don't even know what to say.
From where we started this season to now is just insane.
It's a complete 180, man.
Yeah, it's wild.
It is just a complete 180. I don't even know what to do. Yeah, this was my favorite Maresca quote after the match. I'm pretty sure I sent this to you. We are making progress. We are better than 1 or 2 months ago. These moments will make us better. What in the hell is he talking about? How are we better when we're on we've won 1 out of our last 7 matches, which spans 2 months? How are we better now than when we were then?
Yeah. I'm just starting to think Maresca is really bad at press conferences.
Well, that's the thing. He was okay at the beginning of the season, but here's the thing.
He's trying to polish a turd, you know?
Yeah, he's trying to polish turd. And that's the difference between though, like him and Poch. Like Poch would just straight up call the shit out. Like call everybody out and be like, this is what I need. I need a new midfielder. I need a new striker. Maresca's
like, fair, I think it rubbed us all the wrong way a bit because we were like, how dare this Tottenham manager come in and talk?
Yeah, true. But at the same time, that's what I think drove a wedge between him and the board is because he called them out on their bullshit because it was bullshit. Exactly. And then we go into he told us the board sucks. These director of footballs don't know what they're doing. And then we literally have one of the worst summer windows we've ever had.
Yeah.
In the history of Chelsea. And then this is happening this season. And it's just getting worse because they're not addressing needs. And they're just, I don't know what they're doing. I have no clue.
They don't matter.
That's true. They really don't. So, and then I think Maresca is just a yes man. So, he's just going to, He's just saying a lot of stuff to appease the board. That's why the Sanchez situation. I don't think it's his choice to play Sanchez. Now, I don't agree with the way he threw the other players under the bus before the match. That was just completely unnecessary.
I hated that.
Bullshit.
That so much.
Like, well, what about the mistake Caicedo? What about this mistake? What about that mistake? Like,
Right.
Dude, like you're literally throwing other people in the team under the bus for one person on the team. Like
who is by far like the one making some of the most egregious errors on the pitch.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like he's not like sometimes you'll see coaches do that for like a superstar player.
Sure.
But that's not Bob. Bob is the former third string goalkeeper at Brighton, the furthest thing from a freaking superstar there is. A guy that doesn't need to be caught, a guy that needs to be told, you're shit and you need to get your shit together, or I'm going to recall Petrovic, or I'm going to put Jurgensen in the goal or something. But none of that is happening. And that's the problem. Like, oh, he's going to come good. That's what we keep getting told. It's just, I'm sick of the bullshit, man.
Yeah. It's the same old narrative. Oh, they'll be good. They'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Potter told us he would be the next Arteta. They'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be good. All the shit. Yeah. It's insane, man.
It's insane. Our next run of matches is West Ham, which is the return of Potter to the bridge this weekend.
That's next Monday, by the way.
Oh, it's on a Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have Bot Mob doesn't even say the date. It just says 7 days.
Okay. We have Brighton in the Cup and the FA Cup, and then we have Brighton at Brighton. Both of those are away in the Premier League. And then we have Villa. Then we have Southampton and Leicester at home. Like, that's got to be at least 12 points. At least 12 points.
Yeah.
If you want any semblance of like here's my fear. We lose to West Ham because they get the Potter bump and the old manager comes back to slap us. We destroy Brighton in midweek and get super confident, and then we lose to Brighton at Brighton. Seems about right what would happen in there. Yeah. We go to Villa and get dismantled by DCC scoring again. Well, he won't probably be able to play because he's on loan. We'll probably sell them Felix, and then Felix will score the winning goal against us. Then we will. Who is that? Is it Bournemouth after Southampton? After that, they'll sit back in a low block since it's at Stamford Bridge, and we probably won't be able to break them down, and we'll draw 1-1, and then we'll beat Leicester.
I need to remember at 37 minutes in on this episode, Daniel just predicted the next 5 games, and I predicted
5 points out of those, I think.
Yeah.
Or 4 points.
Crazy.
Sorry, I predicted a draw at Southampton. All the other ones are losses. Drawing at Southampton, and we'll beat Leicester.
I mean, I agree with you. I think that's going to come true 100%.
Oh, it's just so infuriating, man. This season, it's like you said, like how far have we come? Like the season started out so positive. But this, and this is the thing. This is the exact same thing that happened with him at Leicester last season. He was good at the beginning of the season, had a rough patch, and just kept it together in the season to get Leicester through to the Premier League.
Yeah. Yeah.
Top 4 ain't looking good now.
How long's Maresca's contract? 5 years?
5 years.
Shit.
I mean,
I think
he's here for at least
paying off Potter's contract.
Probably.
Dude literally left the game on our dime for
He's just been chilling. He's just been chilling. Yep.
Yeah.
No, he's been going for 2, hasn't he? Well, a year and a half.
Yeah.
Well, no, it would have been 2 years. Technically,
sometimes people say half a year, and that really confuses me.
It was almost 2 years, I guess, by the time he came back. It was a little less than 2 years. Yeah. He got fired in January, didn't he?
No, April.
April? Oh yeah,
because that's when I went to London. I got to see his last game.
Yeah, give him one of these as he walked off.
Bastard.
Yeah. I think everybody does. So I guess
I don't really hate him. I hated him as a manager, though.
Yeah. He did have a really strong turtleneck game. But
he didn't wear that nearly enough. If he wore that like he was supposed to,
he'd probably still be our manager today.
He'd probably still be here.
He probably still.
We told him. We told him
you had power in the turtleneck, Potter. Look what you did during October, your month.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot else to talk about. We just rant and raved for 40 minutes about Chelsea and about how
I don't think we have had a proper rant and rave session for like the last 6 matches because it's just been like, well, what the hell? We lost to Fulham.
Yep.
Well, what the hell? We lost to Ipswich. Well, what the hell? We tied Crystal Palace. And now it's like all bubbled to the surface. Like, how dare you lose this match to Man City?
Yeah, the one team we should have lost to out of all
I
these.
know.
But that's the thing is like, I think that's the thing that's so infuriating about this match is City is just not the normal City this year, and they were there for the taking, and we haven't beaten them since Deadgum Tuchel in the Champions League finals. Like we haven't beaten them since then.
Yeah, exactly. Same as Poole last year, man. Like that second game, I was like, hell yeah, this is ours. And then we drew.
Yeah. Same as the Arsenal match last year, too.
Same as the Arsenal.
Should have beat them the second time around. But nope, Bob has to kick the ball right to Declan Rice and get a freaking assist. Because that's what Bob does. Oh, let's just go back to last year and start counting Bob and say, good gracious.
I mean, seriously, we've never been that confident in Bob.
No. I mean, I think the minute that everybody heard we're getting Brighton's third string keeper, they were like, what the F? Like, exactly. Seriously, this is the guy we're getting that's supposed to be our future goalkeeper. No. Unreal. And that's the thing. We have spent like 60 million, I think, pounds or 70 million, somewhere in that area, on just goalkeepers since these new people have taken over.
Yeah.
And why do we not just go out and spend 60 million on one really good goalkeeper? And then go spend 2 or 3 million on a backup here or backup there.
I have no idea, man. It's insane. It's insane.
It's just like there's no, like we're not going to win with a bunch of kids. It's not going to happen. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get the model. This isn't baseball. This isn't a money ball system. And that's the thing that frustrates me is people that still don't understand that we're owned by an investment firm and their job is to make money, not win championships. And they're like, no, but that's what I don't care what they said. They're talking out two sides of their mouth.
Yeah.
Like they're lying to you. They don't care about winning. They have a model that says we're not buying anybody over 25 and we're going to invest in youth so that we can sell for a profit. Like that's literally what we are now. We're a profit making club because we have to make profit because we're out of PSR. How we made it last year, I don't know. The women's team. That's right.
We sold assets back to ourselves. Legitimately, that's
clue.
how we did it, I guess. Yeah.
No clue how we're going to do this whole PSR situation going forward because it's just,
dude. We still don't even have a shirt sponsor. If anything tells you how shit these businessmen are.
Yep. There you go. Say it. If you just want to point anything out about this club and how they're run, just point to the fact that we're over halfway through the season and we don't have a shirt sponsor, which means we've probably missed out on about 30 to 40 million pounds worth of revenue this year alone. Just because we don't have a freaking sponsor. It's not that hard.
Free money.
Free money.
There is no other team in the Premier League, I dare say probably in the Championship.
Yeah.
Maybe lower, that doesn't have a freaking shirt sponsor. It is free money. Free money.
Nah.
That is
asphalt, that man.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
This is it. It's even worse when you put it in even more context when you say a top 6 club in the freaking Premier League that is in, granted, not the best European football, but is in European football.
Yeah.
Does not have a shirt sponsor. Oh, what are we, 1 or 2 matches in the season? No. We're halfway through the freaking season.
Yeah. More.
Yeah, we're over halfway
tell Matt
through
Law
season.
We've passed halfway. Like, dude, I mean, we're like every day we don't have a shirt sponsor is money on the table. Every day we don't have a shirt sponsor. There is absolutely no good. And I'm saying this as someone who is totally, almost completely ignorant to the business of football. Okay. But I can confidently say there is positively no good reason not to have a shirt sponsor, especially
business,
this late in the season.
dude. It's a business.
What?
Like, it's a business. So, like, you've taken business classes. You've taken marketing classes. That's your freaking major. Like, that's like business 101. Hey, guys, we wear this shirt every stinking week. We can put a name on this shirt, and they will pay us for it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just so unbelievably, like, stupid to not have one.
Mm-hmm.
Every team has one. Yeah. It is a known factor. Like, it is a known practice for 100 years. Like, advertising is a known practice, but like in general, in football, especially in the modern game, these shirts, like as a world club, as a world renowned club with the Chelsea brand, it commands a certain gravitas to being able to advertise on the front of our shirt in a known advertising practice that literally every other club seems to be able to be capable of.
Except for Chelsea.
Except for us. There is absolutely no reason why we don't have a shirt. No good reason. There's no good reason. You can, and emphasis on the word good there, you can insert ego, you could insert incompetence, you could insert any sort of bullshit you want to, but there is absolutely no good reason why we don't have a shirt sponsor. Yeah, I don't know why it's taken me so long to get so pissed off about it, but I did actively get pissed off about it during the game. I commented on it several times. But I think something about this game, me and Daniel are 47 minutes into this, something about this game just broke in me. It's like you said, this should have been the game that we expected a loss out of, just in general. Like, it's not that surprising that we lost. Yeah. But it's something about the way this has come about. And then to lose it on some really stupid, fundamental bullshit. Like, in the way that we've done, like with no fight, no spirit. Dude, you even said the term chasing the game earlier. We didn't chase shit.
We really did.
We're not even chasing the game. We're supposed to be, because we go down. But we don't even chase it. We just get out there and flit around. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Sorry, the shirt sponsor thing got me riled up again.
I know, man. I know. The shirt sponsor.
I'm literally titling this a rant. I'm not even going to put like the score. I'm not going to put anything. I'm literally just going to say a rant.
A rant. It's a fair name.
All this is.
My thing, I truly, I don't know if this is just in my mind how it worked with the shirts, is that our people, whoever over the shirt sponsorship, had a set number in their mind. Like, we're Chelsea, we deserve this much. We need this much for our budget, for PSR purposes, yada, whatever the reasons were. They needed it. Nobody would pay them that much because we weren't Champions League football. Then they're like, well, we just want something for a year so that we can get into Champions League and then get more money for our shirt sponsor the next year. And then they couldn't find anybody that just wanted to do it for a year and give them the money that they wanted for a year. So they just kept pushing the ball down the road. And now here we are, over halfway through the season, and had no shirt sponsor, and you've
gross incompetence.
Yeah, gross incompetence. Exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is.
Unbelievable.
It is.
What a shit club.
I mean, especially since we're supposed to have these genius businessmen that are running us right now, and they're doing all these new cool things, and they're doing a really shitty job of it. That's all I'm saying.
Every single person from the top down is dog shit right now.
Yep, I would agree with that. So I don't know, but I guess let's predict the homecoming of Graham Potter and what the score will be with that match, Jason. What did let me go look at
I'm not even gonna look, I'm just gonna say something.
I'm going to see. All right, West Ham is 14th right now on 27 points. They drew their last match. They lost to Crystal Palace, so they haven't won since Potter. When did Potter come back? I don't think he was there. Was he? Yeah. So Potter, he won his first match back, and then he's proceeded to lose the next one and draw the last one. So,
dude, I didn't even put our predictions in this for last game.
Well, I predicted what?
I remember
4-1 you predicted. What was yours? 2-2?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and just so you know, I went back and looked at our predictions for the season, Jason. I had us finishing 8th. You had us finishing 9th. And also,
wow.
I had Nottingham Forest being relegated.
Oh, shit.
That prediction is thoroughly wrong this year. All right.
Brilliant. Wait 1 second. You said a 4-1 loss, and I said a 2-2
draw. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm having to correct my mistake. My previous mistakes. I did not set this up correctly for future Jason. Okay.
All right. So it's at Stamford Bridge. We're playing Potter. Oh, thank God Antonio's not playing. Well, he broke his leg. That sucks, but at least he won't.
We're playing West Ham at home. And I have to open up my other one because I'm keeping up with last year's point total through this many games as well. And last year, our point total through this many games,
I think we're like +8 or something off the last year.
+9 still.
+9. Okay.
That's kind of fascinating, actually.
Well, because that's the thing with Poch did not get hot until the last 6 matches of the season.
Right.
Like Maresca has done a lot to bottle this to get it down to 9 points. Let's just say that. Like, he's done a really fantastic job of sucking over these last 2 months. Not getting better, sucking over these last 2 months.
That is one way to put it.
So,
yeah. Oh, our second game last season against City, we drew. So,
Poch did really well against the big teams until his own players tried to screw him. You know?
Yeah.
But Maresca just hasn't. I mean, we should have beat Liverpool. Even Slot says we should have beat them. Yeah. Like, he says that's the only game they should have lost this year was to us. Should have beaten City both times because they're not City this year. They suck. We just set up wrong. Both matches. What did we draw with Arsenal when we played them? This year did they beat us?
Yes, we drew.
We drew with them 1-1. And then we beat Tottenham. And But,
I mean, I don't have much hope for the rest of the season. Like, looking at our last bit of form is insane.
It's pretty depressing.
It is wild.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I'm ready for the prediction.
I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2. Wait.
No. Yeah, you do it. Sorry. I thought you always started from the other one, but I'm going to go back and listen to it. You count it. I'm sorry.
3, 2, 1. 2-2.
3-1 West Ham.
I was almost predicting a West Ham win. I'm going 2-2 draw.
Dude, what's hilarious is we switched scores.
Yeah.
Oh no, I should have said 4-1. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I should have predicted a loss to stay with my train. I'm thinking we're going to be up and they're going to have some Potter magic late and score late to tie.
Oh yeah. I'm predicting a loss. That one's going to be bad.
Look, I'm telling you, if we lose this match, the Maresca narrative probably will change.
Oh,
I think it is. It is like the City match. I think teetered it because of the way he set up tactically. Yeah, and I think that is pushed it to like just on the tipping point. So if he loses this match, all hell is going to break loose on X after the match.
Yeah.
It's gonna. So actually, I'm sort of cheering for a loss now because I just want to see what the shit goes down.
Melt.
I do. Look, I'm there for the melts. And I'm not, just to be fair, I don't think Maresca, I think he needs to figure his shit out. And I think he needs to learn to be adaptive, is what I think he needs to do. And quit taking up for your players. Grow some balls.
Yeah.
Tell the board that Robert sucks and that you need a new goalkeeper. And you need some reinforcements in the midfield. So
yeah. I agree. It's hard to take him seriously when it's like it doesn't feel like what he's saying about Bob is super authentic, but then we're also watching what's happening on the field and it's not matching what he's saying, and that also makes it feel inauthentic.
I agree with that. It's very that's the one thing you always knew about like Conte and Mourinho when they were here. Even Tuchel to an extent. He wasn't.
Is it Mourinho's birthday today? I saw something on Reddit that it was his birthday. Maybe.
I don't know.
If
it is happy birthday, maybe. But like when you had those coaches here, like you weren't getting anything sugar-coated. They were going to tell you exactly how it was and exactly how they felt and exactly what was going on. And like there was no bullshit with them. And I think fans appreciated that. Like those are my two favorite coaches that have ever coached at Chelsea. Moo is my favorite. And then Conte is my second favorite. But like, and I think it's because of I think Conte and Tuchel's up there too. Tuchel does come right up there with Conte. I think he might actually outweigh Conte a little bit. It was their passion, the way they celebrated goals. They actually cared. They called the board out. They didn't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
They didn't throw their players under the bus. God forbid them. Please don't do that. Like freaking Maresca does. So, I don't know.
Dude, did you see after the match, Pep was literally coaching Palmer? Like the match is over. They're embracing. They've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, he got more coaching from Pep than he did Maresca this whole damn game. It was nice to see. I like that kind of stuff. I know we build a lot of narrative into things on the field, and it's like you said, it's like when you're on the field, like be competitive.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's supposed to be. But I like seeing stuff like that. It was nice. I wish that we had more of that, and I feel like Conte, Mourinho, and Tuchel all did bring that.
I wish we had more. I want to go back to the old days where we had hatred for everybody, where we didn't shake people's hands when we walked off the pitch. I miss those days. I miss
where we were sleeping with our best friends' wives. That's what we want.
Oh man, not that, Jason. I want the fights with Tottenham and Art. Like that's my thing. It's like I don't like City is not as big of a deal, or when we play Alert.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think as players, because of who they are, like I find it hard. I would find it hard if I was a player and I was a Chelsea player to go shake a Tottenham player's hand or an Arsenal player's hand after the match just because of the rivalry.
You're saying Nico's already on thin ice, and if he pulls that shit that he did with that City kid, with any Arsenal or Tottenham player, he's dead to us.
Yeah, pretty much. I will not be a pro Nico podcast more. Like, that's one thing.
I would agree. I do agree with that.
If like even like I don't know, like after the match, it's a little different. But if it's your rivals too, like I mean, like granted, we haven't been Chelsea fans for like the longest time, like other people have. But one of my favorite memories is literally the brawl at Tottenham. When we were just throwing haymakers with Tottenham on the sidelines, coaches involved, and it was just shit everywhere. And like the beef between Mourinho and Wenger, like them just taking jabs at each other, and then Mourinho just just cussing him out on the touchline, like stuff like that is what like football to me always was, and it's like that internationally too, like. Countries hate, like when you're a CONCACAF, everybody hates everybody. Like nobody likes anybody. We all hate each other for political reasons, because we're playing football, for whatever reasons. But everybody just hates everybody, and it's always a brawl. So
didn't we become Chelsea fans in like 2005? That's when we decided to get into soccer. I thought was when we were in college together.
Yeah, it was somewhere around then. Somewhere.
Yeah, I think we have different memories of it, but
I don't remember. It was sometime.
If it was the 2005-2006 season, I mean, that is Mourinho won that season. So
I don't think it was that season.
So it was the next season?
Who was our coach the next season? Was it Ancelotti?
I don't think Ancelotti was our favorite or our first coach, though.
I thought Ancelotti was our first coach.
Let me check.
I don't remember.
No, maybe it was right after they fired Moo. But yeah, I don't know. This doesn't make for a good podcast, I guess.
Oh well, let's just end it then. We'll talk about it off the air. I guess tell these people where they can find us then, Jason, on our social media app things, places, whatever.
Yo, we are on Substack. Daniel writes amazing things. Look for some of his art on there. Spoilers. And we are on Twitter and Instagram. Mm-hmm. If you haven't boycotted those two apps yet, like it seems like most people have, but not us. So find us on all the things still, and
Threads, Jason. Don't forget Threads.
Oh, we do shit on Threads?
No, we have a Threads account though.
It's just connected. It's
there.
We are on Threads, my people. There's nothing on there, but you know what? Just friend us on there. If you friend us on there, we will give you a special wink.
That's right.
And then we'll shout out the wink. So we have to check our Threads account now. And we have made it easy for you. You can find us on all the things. Daniel's checking the Threads account now.
I am watching the Threads account.
Yeah, I'll keep doing the intro.
You're good.
With bated breath. But you can find us on all the things at Red White Blues FC.
We have 8 followers on Threads, in case you're wondering.
Dude, what are their names?
Let's see. We have Pride Skills 123.
Wink.
M Somala 6.
Wink.
Paul.I 3036.
Wink.
B Hardwatch Creators, whatever that is.
I'll go left here. Man, I don't even know these people personally. I hope they're all good people because I'm winking at them.
Gravino CFC.
Wink.
Brenda _Clifford 1.
Wink.
Rama _Van _Ali.
Wink.
And Maroyal.
Wink to you.
We have not posted on Threads since October 13th.
What did we post?
The podcast episode.
Hell yeah. Thank you, followers of us on Threads. You all got a wink today.
Yep. But yeah, so that's Threads, whatever. Spotify, Apple, that's where we are. It's part of the podcast. We're at Spotify, Apple. Listen to us on those. We are on YouTube as well. If you'd like to see our faces and you like to consume your media in the video format, we are there. So you may like and subscribe to our podcast at Red White Blues FC. We are there everywhere. But yeah, until next week, where hopefully Potter doesn't cast a spell on us and beat us, we'll catch you guys and gals on the flip side.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us through that. And Marina's birthday was yesterday. So a happy belated birthday to you, Mr. Moo. Flippity floppity.